Bitcoin has seen an ever so slight bounce towards the upside, but is still consolidating in this major consolidation phase. And I do really believe that this consolidation phase is about to be ending anytime soon. And on today's update video, I'm going to show you proof why I think it is going to be breaking out anytime soon, what we need to be thinking about the imminent short term of Bitcoin, what is happening right now in the lower time frames, and of course, what is currently happening with the liquidity in the market, the funding rates, and of course, Ethereum and the larger picture on Bitcoin. So I will be discussing all the most important charts, so don't forget to slam that like button once again back above 700 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the content. And yes, if we're going to be looking at the imminent short term, we of course first created that CME futures gap, and I said that usually within 1 to 2 days we tend to get filled it up, and within 23 hours we actually filled up that Bitcoin CME futures gap, which is of course an extremely nice thing to see. And right now, if I'm looking further, we can see that Bitcoin, of course, had that significant bounce towards the upside, but I do still believe that we're trading in this ever so slight downtrend, since Bitcoin is clearly still getting rejected from this previous big support level, which flipped into resistance right here, and once again provided resistance for Bitcoin right here. So clearly what we're seeing is that Bitcoin indeed saw a slight bounce towards the upside, but I don't believe that the downtrend is getting shifted yet so far. But indeed, we have seen a very strong bounce higher. And yes, whenever we do break above that region around 64.7k, that is going to be the point where we are going to be seeing most likely that next move towards the upside. So I'm going to keep all my eyes wide open on that 64.7k level. Yes, further on, if I'm looking at Bitcoin, I do believe that this consolidation phase where we're currently trading in here on the 12-hour time frame or here on the daily time frame, we can see that Bitcoin, it's been very boring, right? So we had this very strong move towards the upside, and now what are we doing? We're just consolidating. And this is honestly a very bullish thing here, because we've seen Bitcoin consolidate many times before, but yes, it looks to be that every single consolidation phase is becoming shorter and shorter. And since right now, if I'm going to be looking at this consolidation phase, we've been going sideways for 62 days in a row right now. If I'm going to compare it to the previous consolidation phase, it lasted for about 69 days. So I believe that right now we are at that end stage window where most likely Bitcoin is going to see that next move towards the upside getting created. So 62 days of consolidation, the longer it's going to take, the more likely it is that the breakout is going to happen at that point. So this is of course important to pay attention towards. We're in a parabolic structure, and most likely the consolidations are not necessarily going to last longer, but most certainly they're going to be lasting shorter. So we're right now at the stage in the market and at the point where most likely that next move is going to be happening anytime soon. And yes, we were first looking at this upward sloping support line. We broke below it, and yesterday we actually broke back above it, and now we're retesting this level as support. Also, if we're just looking at the downward sloping resist line, we exactly got rejected from this downward sloping resist line. And you can clearly see we've seen multiple rejections in a row right now here. To be exact, we've seen 4 rejections in a row for Bitcoin on this downward sloping resist line. And yes, whenever we do break this downtrend right here, that is going to be the major point and a major turning point for the market, where Bitcoin is most likely going to be turning higher again here. So I'm going to be putting all my attention towards this downward sloping resist line, and whenever we do break above it, that is going to be the point we're going to be pushing up higher. And yes, overlooking at the 12-hour time frame, we're indeed creating that massive Bitcoin falling wedge pattern, and whenever we do see the breakout of the falling wedge pattern on Bitcoin, that is going to be most likely the point where we're going to see that reversal towards the upside. And the price target of this falling wedge pattern, depending where we're going to be breaking out, is on the top side and sitting somewhere around $73,000. So if we would be breaking out from this point, it's going to be an approximately 15% move towards the upside, which is of course quite insane if you would ask me. However, there are also some signs of worry in the market, where Bitcoin indeed is currently breaking below the daily EMA ribbon. I mean, we've been seeing Bitcoin break below the daily EMA ribbon as well, right around that ETF launch. And yes, today is also the day where the Hong Kong ETF is going to be launching. So is this coincidence? I'm not quite sure, but of course it's quite bullish that the Hong Kong ETF is launching, but Bitcoin is just clearly creating a consolidation phase. Maybe we're creating a massive bull flag pattern, which of course I've talked about many times before, but Bitcoin is just creating a massive consolidation phase, and we're just waiting to see that next major breakout happening anytime soon. So Also, looking at the funding rates, they still are negative. And yes, if we're going to compare them towards the beginning of this leg towards the upside, they're extremely low, which means that not a lot of people are extremely euphoric in the market. And that is a very good thing here, because also the majority of the liquidity is laying above us and not below us. And that basically means that there's going to be massive amounts of Bitcoin short liquidations if Bitcoin pushes back towards the upside, which I do really believe is going to be happening inevitably. So very bullish on Bitcoin. And if you want to be trading any of these next moves here on the falling wedge breakout or any other pattern, guys, make sure to check out Bybit in the link description of today's video, because Bybit really allows you to get a free $200 trade right now here for only depositing $100. All you need to do is go to the link description of today's video, press on this link right now here, come to the Bybit website, create an account, deposit $100 in your first 7 days, and boom, you will be getting a free $200 trade. And if you open up your long or short position in a very good manner or at a very good position, you could make thousands of dollars from only a $100 deposit, which you can also still withdraw. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. It's an extremely valuable deposit bonus, which is running out in 49 days from now on. So make sure to benefit from this deposit bonus while it is lasting. So I still do believe that we are in a bullish market and that we are actually in a bull market. And there are some signs of worry which I want to be pointing out, and that is of course potentially that weekly MACD, which is right now crossing bearish. Is this a thing we should be worried about? I don't necessarily believe so, but if we're going to be looking back at historical signals once it did cross bearish, I mean, here on Bitcoin, on this candle right here, it crossed bearish and boom, Bitcoin went lower afterwards. Also, we saw that Bitcoin on this candle right here, it crossed bearish, but then it pushed back towards the upside. So it doesn't really matter, but we have seen the MACD flip bearish many times before in the market. But if we're also looking at the previous bull market on Bitcoin, we saw it actually cross bearish moments before it went absolutely exponential towards the upside. So should we be really worried about this signal? No, I don't really believe so, but I do want to be pointing out that the MACD on the weekly time frame is right now actually seeing a bearish crossover, and that it is this Bitcoin resistance I'm currently looking at we need to be breaking above of if we want to be seeing that bull market continue higher. So very important to pay attention towards. But of course, a thing you also should be paying attention towards is Ethereum, because in 26 days from now on, because I posted this yesterday, in 26 days from now on, we're going to get the final deadline for the Ethereum spot ETF in the USA. And that is going to be massive, because most likely it's going to get accepted as well here. And whenever it does, it is going to lead to billions flowing in towards Ethereum. And this is most likely going to lead towards the massive reversal on the Ethereum compared to Bitcoin pair, which I believe is going to be happening at a certain point. So it has been clearly Bitcoin season, but I do believe that, like we have seen in every single previous bull market, that Ethereum is most likely going to be taking the shine in this bull market again, and most likely is going to be outperforming Bitcoin. So please don't be fading Ethereum right now, and I do really think you should be paying attention towards it. So this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy the content, don't forget to slap up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.